Hey everyone, welcome to my channel Exquisite Life. Today I have a really special video for you all where I'll be doing a brutally honest review on my very own Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. My aim is to transcend just the technical specifications of the motorbike and look at some of the intangibles overlaid with my personal experiences as they relate to owning and riding this motorcycle. So sit back and hope you enjoy my review of the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. I set off early on Saturday morning. As you can see, it's a beautiful sunny day. This is my maiden journey on my Himalayan 450 from Sydney, heading down south towards the Southern Highlands. Crossing through the suburbs, the Himalayan was a delight to ride. It kept up with traffic with complete ease, and I was doing around 60 to 80 kilometers an hour through that stretch. The most striking aspect of the bike was how nimble it felt, especially through the suburbs. Granted, I normally ride a 360 kilo BMW R18, which can feel like riding a whale some days, to be honest. The Royal Enfield, with its ground clearance, narrow front wheel and good lean angle, felt sporty enough for me to want to try some spirited riding. I was soon on the highway heading out of Sydney. I had been waiting all week for this. This was the first time I could take the bike out properly and stretch its legs. I want to address one of the biggest gripes riders have had about the Himalayan platform, and it was that it simply lacked the gusto and power to motor down the highway doing 110 kilometers or 70 miles an hour. This is absolutely not true. As you can see, I'm doing that speed, and at no point did the bike feel like it was struggling or I was stressing the engine. I felt confident that the engine actually had a little bit more left in it, even at 110 k's an hour. My takeaway from this is the Himalayan 450 can most certainly be used effectively as a touring or commuting motorcycle with the power plant that it has. Being on a motorcycle provides a visceral sense of everything around you. As a rider, you're constantly scanning the road, taking in the sights. The wind wants to pin your head back, and you have this uninterrupted seat to witness the spectacle of everything that plays out on the road in front of you. The riding ergonomics on this bike feel great to me. Everything is located conveniently within reach, and the design of the seat balances out the feeling of sitting on top of or sitting in the motorcycle. The seat is well placed. I have a great view over the handlebars of the road, the gauge cluster, and the mirrors are placed correctly as well. I soon traded the fast-moving highway for the more laid-back country roads, meandering their way through endless acreage properties. I had the pleasure of passing through the historic town of Berrima in the New South Wales Southern Highlands. Along my ride, I found a really nice spot to pull over and take the time to reflect on my new motorbike. I wanted to review the bike in a bit more detail with the hope that it helps you as my viewers if you are thinking of buying a new motorcycle.
So those of you familiar with my channel know that I normally ride a BMW R18 Cruiser, which is a great bike. But I was looking for a second bike for a while now, which would allow me to do a different style of riding. So I did a lot of research. I looked at sports touring bikes, I looked at sports bikes, and I stumbled across the adventure bike category. And I thought, you know what? I think this makes the most sense. And I'll come back to that on a different video. But the Royal Enfield Himalayan is what I would state is a sort of beginner adventure bike. And this really ticks all the boxes for me. So this type of motorcycle and this model as well, but this adventure motorcycle category is really great for touring, commuting to work, and obviously going off-road. So let me tell you a little bit about the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. So the Himalayan platform has been around for a few years, and the previous generation was really well loved by off-road and adventure enthusiasts all over the world. But there was always a complaint that it didn't have enough power. So they have come out with the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450, and this is the 2025 model that I've got. And I must say, having done all my research, compared different models from Royal Enfield in the past, and also the old Himalayan and the Scram 411, I think that they have done a great job with this motorbike for what it is and the price point. So the Himalayan 450, firstly, let's start off with the engine, is powered by a 452cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled engine. So Royal Enfield is normally known for their single-cylinder engines. So this single-cylinder thumper is a great engine. So far, I've loved it. It's very smooth, and it has been well refined by Royal Enfield. In terms of the power output that you get from that engine, you're going to get around 40 horsepower, which is 29.4 kilowatts, and that's around 8,000 RPM in terms of peak power. In terms of the torque, you get 40 Newton meters at 5,500 RPM, which is not bad for the type of motorbike this is. But what really sets it apart for me when I compared it with a few of the other brands out there was the suspension. So this has a Showa upside down suspension at the front there and a monoshock rear, but the front suspension was really impressive. So it's 43 mil thick and it's a Showa suspension set, but it has 200 mils of travel, and I think it really works well. So far, I've been riding over bumpy terrain. Obviously, I've taken the bike slightly off-road, and it's handled it really well. In terms of the wheels as well, I think they've done a great job. So you get 21-inch wheels up front and 17-inch rear. So the 21-inch wheels will be great for clearing obstacles. So I think they've really got that tire size correct. And in terms of the braking, so you've got disc brakes front and back, which is great. I would have ideally liked probably dual discs up front, but again, you know, the price point that this is at, this is quite adequate, and also you don't have, like, you know, lots and lots of power to contend with and bring to a halt. So this is quite adequate. I haven't had any issues so far. Obviously, being an adventure bike with the braking, there's going to be a lot more you know, travel of the suspension at the front. In terms of the fuel capacity, this has a 17-litre tank, which is perfect for me. I wanted something with at least sort of 17 to 19 litres of fuel capacity, because that's when you actually start being able to tour properly and commute as well without having to constantly think about fuel. The weight of this motorbike, so the dry weight, is about 181 kilos. Fully filled up, you're looking about 196 kilos. Now, this model that I've purchased is a tubeless model. So Royal Enfield do offer the Himalayan in a tubed or tubeless model. And the color option that I've chosen is the Hanley Black. And I think the motorcycle looks really nice in this colorway. Let me know in the comments what you think about the color that I've chosen. Obviously, you've got the gold rims, you've got the yellow running through the body of the motorcycle. I think it's really nicely done by Royal Enfield. So the other thing is, this does come with a 6-speed manual transmission, whereas the old model only had 5-speed. So that's a really good plus point, because then especially when you're at highway speed, you get that little bit more sort of stretch to hit those speeds. But yeah, look, I've had no issues today on the highway. Country lanes, look, I would say this motorbike is probably the most at home, doing sort of 60 to 80 kilometers an hour. It's absolutely just gliding along those country lanes. I've had no issues. So let's now talk about some of the standard equipment that you get on the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. So you've got these tank protectors here, which are metal, which is great. You get this small windshield. So that's one of the bad things that people always talk about, that the windshield is too small. So you'll definitely need a aftermarket windshield with this motorcycle. There's no question about that. One thing I wanted to point out about this motorcycle is the seat. So I looked at the seat, having ridden a cruiser motorcycle for a while now, and I thought, you know what, this seat is going to be super uncomfortable. There's not a lot of padding, as you can see, it's quite thin. But I'm actually surprised. Today I have been very comfortable on this motorcycle, and that's probably due to the width here. So I've been sitting right sort of at the back of the bike here on the seat, and it's been very comfortable, no complaints at all. That's what the bike sounds like. This is the stock exhaust.
I wanted to take the remainder of the video to talk a bit more about what you get as a Royal Enfield owner. Firstly is the rich heritage of the Royal Enfield brand. I'm no RE fanboy, but you have to admit that Royal Enfield is an iconic retro brand that has been a star performer since its international renaissance, especially in the last 10 years or so. The brand popularity also translates into dealership networks and service support. RE have dealerships in 60 countries, and there are plenty of dealers in Australia. Secondly, maintenance costs. Royal Enfields are not track weapons or overloaded with tech. They're quite sensibly stocked with electronics where needed, but still retain a analog charm and feel. Servicing costs won't be anywhere near a BMW, Harley or the dreaded Ducati. Lastly, I want to talk about the character and soul of the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. This bike is what I would call a jack of all trades. The Himalayan is not a master adventure bike, it's not a plush tourer, it's a jack of all trades. It does everything fairly well, and that's not a negative. It's actually serving a very real segment of the market for people looking for one bike to ride to work in the week and head out on the weekends, riding on the pavement and arriving at a off-road destination to hit up the trails. The Himalayan 450 is not perfect, and I think we would be hard pressed to find a bike that was in every aspect. So here are some things that you may want to change if you do purchase this bike. Firstly, the grips. The stock grips do allow some vibration through from your handlebars to your hands, and I think it would only become an issue if you are really doing long commutes or using this motorbike as a tourer. So I think it would be worthwhile investing in some aftermarket grips that might just have a little bit more substance to them to remove some of that vibration. The motorbike comes with non-adjustable levers, so if you do find that the stock levers are a little bit too far from the handlebars for your personal preference, you may want to invest in some aftermarket adjustable levers. The first thing that I would change on this motorbike is the kickstand. The stock kickstand is not really well designed for this type of motorbike, and it's a mission to get the bike off the kickstand, especially if there's any sort of incline. So here's an example. You really need to put in a lot of effort to get the bike off the kickstand. Doesn't matter how tall or short you are, it's just not well designed. In summary, I am pleased with my decision to purchase the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. This is not a paid promotion, this is actually my bike that I purchased to ride and to also provide you guys with a review. It's a great bike for the price point and the standard features that you get. It has so many different applications like commuting, touring and adventure riding. I would recommend taking it out for a test ride and see how you feel. As for me, I look forward to many adventures ahead on this bike, and I hope that you found my review useful. Thanks for watching everyone. Please let me know in the comments section if you found this review useful, and also if you have any questions about the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. Thanks again guys. That's all from me guys, thanks for watching, and if you like my video or the content that I make, please like the videos and share them with your friends, and definitely if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Really appreciate the support so far, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks everyone.